And now we have to figure out which height is this. Is it HA or HB? Is it the height towards the side A or the height towards the side B? So if I assume that this is HA, right? HA. The problem here is that I am getting a right triangle. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to end the grade 5 material with a recap. This game today is going to include basically all topics that we discussed so far: fractions, percentages, basic geometric figures, solids, etc. So in general we are still learning to calculate. We are still learning to operate with fractions, with decimals, with percentages, to solve some basic text problems, to find areas, volumes, surface areas of various figures and solids. So this is basically what encapsulates 12 years old mathematics, okay? Just calculating fractions, decimals, percentages, and finding area and volume of basic figures, okay? With that being said, let's jump into the game. Which of the given numbers is divisible both by 3 and by 5? Think about it, 5 seconds, and let me know the answer. Okay, did you find D? D is correct. What were the criterions for divisibility? First, by 5, because it's easier. The number has to end either by 0 or by 5. So we immediately exclude the first one, A. Obviously doesn't end with a 0 or a 5. B, C, and D are possible candidates for being divisible by 5 without a remainder, but then we need also the number to be divisible by 3. And if you remember, that happens when the sum of the digits adds up to a number that is divisible by 3. So if I sum up the digits to, let's say, the second one, I get 1 plus 0 plus 5 plus 5, which is 11. And 11 is not a number divisible by 3. Therefore, we exclude B as an option. If I do this with the number C, I get 5 plus 3 is 8 plus 6 is 14 plus 0 is 14. Again, not divisible by 3. And finally, the only option is D. If I sum up the digits, 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 5 is 9, plus 0 is 9. 9 is divisible by 3, and therefore 3150 is also divisible by 3. Let's jump into the next one. What is the difference between 11/6 and its reciprocal fraction? Think about it, pause the video if you need to, and let me know the answer. So I have here 11/6 minus its reciprocal. If you remember, reciprocal means to interchange the places of the numerator and the denominator. So the reciprocal of 11/6 is just 6/11. And I calculate this difference. The common denominator is 66. I expand the first fraction by 11 and the second fraction by 6. So I multiply 11 times 11, 121, minus 6 times 6 is 36 over 66. I perform the difference. 121 minus 36. This is what? 85 over 66. So 85, in order to transform it into a mixed number, I divided 85 divided by 66 is 1. The remainder is 19 over 66. So it should be 1 and 1966 parts. Let's see if we have an answer like that. Yeah, we got B. Right, B is correct. The 6th graders in a given school are 155 and 60% of them are girls. How many are the boys in that school? 5 seconds. Did you get C? 62? 62 is correct. If 60% are boys, it follows that 40% of the total are the girls. And so I just need to find what is 40% out of 155. 155 times 40%. This is 155 times 0.4, which is basically the same as 15.5 times 4, which is 62. Okay? And that's the answer. Calculate the value of the expression a equals 0.5 plus 0.25 minus 3 times 1/3 minus 0.25. Okay, did you find a 0.5? That is correct. So a equals 0.5 plus 0.25 minus 3 times 1/3 minus 0.25. I add the first two decimals, 0.75, and then I copy minus 3, and I need to perform the difference that is in the bracket. So 1/3 minus, now 0.25 I can present it as a regular fraction. This is 1/4. Okay, so if I find the common denominator here, which is 12, I expand by 4, I expand by 3, so I get 0.75 minus 3 times 4 minus 3, which is 1 over 12. 1/12. I can reduce the 3 and the 12, I get 1 and 4. So 0.75 minus 1/4, which is 0.25, this is 0.5. And that's the answer. Let's go to the next one. If x% of 3 and 1/3 is 2.5, what is the value of x? 37.5, 75, 47.5 or 85? Think about it, 5 seconds, and tell me the answer. Did you find B, 75%? 75% is correct. X percent times 3 and 1/3 equals 2.5. Okay, so 3 and 1/3 I present it as a normal fraction. X percent times, I multiply 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1, 10 over 3. This is how I convert mixed numbers into fractions. Multiply integer by denominator, add the numerator, and write the result in the numerator, preserve the denominator. Okay, and 2.5 I can write it as 5 over 2. Then this 10 over 3 goes on the other side with opposite sign, so it's going to be X percent equals 5 over 2 divided by 10 over 3, which is 5 over 2 times 3 over 10. If I reduce the 5 and the 10, I get 1 and 2, so this is 3/4. So X percent equals 3/4, and 3/4 is the same as 0.75. So if I multiply by 100 on both sides to get rid of the percentage, X equals 75%. X percent equals 75%, so X equals 75. Okay, and that's the answer. I thought of a number. From 2/7 part of my number, I subtracted 0.4 and I got 0.6. What was my number? Think about it. Okay, did you find C? 3.5? Let's calculate it. From 2/7 parts of my number, I subtracted 0.4 and I got 0.6. So if my number is X, 2/7 of my number, from that I subtract 0.4 and I get 0.6. So I move the 0.4 on the other side with plus. 2/7 X equals 1, 0.4 plus 0.6 is 1. X equals to 7/2. These 2/7 go on the other side as a reciprocal with multiplication, and this is the same as 3.5. Okay, let's move to the next one. The area of a rhombus, this should be rhombus here, not with T, with R, with height 0.5 decimeter is 35 square centimeters. What is the perimeter of the rhombus in decimeters? Think about it. Okay, did you find A? 2.8? 2.8 is correct. So this is the rhombus. This is the side A, height H, H equals 0.5 decimeters, which is the same as 5 centimeters. And the area, which is H times A, equals to 35 centimeters squared. So if I plug in the value for H, I get 5A equals 35, A equals 7 centimeters. So the perimeter, which is 4 times A, will be 28 centimeters, which is the same as 2.8 decimeters. Okay, and that's the answer. A parallelogram with side 7 cm and height towards that side of 6 cm has the same area as a triangle with a base of 8. What is the height of the triangle towards that base in centimeters? Is it 5.25? Is it 10.25? Is it 10.5 or 2.6 centimeters? Think about it. Okay, did you find C? 10.5? 10.5 is correct. Let's count. So the side is 7 and the height towards that side is 6. So this is my parallelogram. Here is 7, here is 6. So the area of the parallelogram is going to be, you know the formula, A times B, 7 times 6, which is 42 centimeters squared. And now the triangle has a base 8. This is the height. So the area of the triangle is base times height over 2. So 8 times h over 2. I reduce here, I get 4,1. So this is 4h. And this area has to be the same as the area of the parallelogram, which is 42. This means that h is 42 divided by 4, and that gives us 10.5 centimeters. And that's the answer. A TV costs $800. If a client buys it with monthly payments, the price is raised by 12%. What is the effective price in US dollars? Think about it. Okay, did you find A? A is correct. The increment of the price is 12% of the price itself. So if we calculate increment, this is 12% of 800, which is the same as 12 times 8, which is 96 USD. And therefore, to find the effective price, I need to add the increment to the old price, right? So effective price is going to equal to 800 plus 96, which is $896. And that's the answer. The price of a pair of winter boots is $105. Because of Black Friday, a client buys them with 20% discount. How much did the client pay for the boots in US dollars? Think about it, 5 seconds. Okay, did you find D? D is correct. The discount is 20% of the price of $105. 20% is the same as 1/5 as a fraction, so 1/5 times 105. I reduce here, I get 21, and this is how much I save on the sale, right? So this means that the price is going to equal the original price minus the discount. So 105 minus 21, and this gives us $84. All right, and that's the answer. The sum of the edges of a cube is 48 decimeters. What is its volume in liters? Is it 16, 64, 128 or 256? And the answer is B, 64, right? The cube has 12 edges in total, all having equal lengths. So A, the length of the edge, is just 48 divided by 12, which is 4 centimeters, 4 decimeters actually. And then the volume is just A cubed, which is going to be 4 times 4 times 4, 3 times. This is 64 decimeters cubed, which is the same as 64 liters, because 1 liter equals 1 decimeter cubed. All right, and that's the answer. A rectangular prism has base edges A 6 centimeters and B 5 centimeters. If the lateral area of the prism is 88 square centimeters, what is its volume in liters? All right. Did you find C, 1.2 liters? 1.2 liters is correct. We have this rectangular prism. Let's draw the prism. So the base edges are A equals 6, B equals to 5, and the lateral area means only the sum of the area of the 4 lateral faces, right? So as you know probably, the formula for lateral area is going to be P times H, which is where P is the perimeter of the base. So in this case we get 2 times 6 plus 5 times H, which is 22 times H. Oh, it said that this is equal to 88 centimeters squared. So H is going to equal to 4 centimeters, right? And then to find the volume, V is A times B times H. So 6 times 5 times 4, which is 120 centimeters cubed. In order to convert that into liters or decimeters cubed, I just divided by 100. So this is going to equal to 1.2 liters. All right, and that's the answer. A parallelogram has a side A equals 7 and perimeter P equals 2.5 decimeters. If one of the heights is 25% of P, what is the area of the parallelogram in square centimeters? What do we have here? A parallelogram. This side is 7 and the perimeter is 2.4 decimeters, which is the same as 24 centimeters. 24 centimeters. And I can find the other side, B. So 2 times A plus B equals P, which is 24. A plus B equals 12, right? B equals 5. right? 5 centimeters. This is also 5 and this is also 7. And then if one of the heights of the parallelogram is 25% or a quarter of the perimeter, so h equals 25% times 24, which is 1/4 times 24, which is 6 centimeters, right? And now we have to figure out which height is this. Is it HA or HB? Is it the height towards the side A or the height towards the side B? So if I assume that this is HA, right? HA. The problem here is that I am getting a right triangle. Let's put letters A, H, B, C, D. The right triangle AHD has a hypotenuse AD, which is 5 centimeters, and height and side DH, which is 6 centimeters. And the problem with that is that the right triangle must have the hypotenuse as its largest or greatest side. You cannot have the hypotenuse being smaller than some other side of the right triangle. The hypotenuse is always the greatest in length, okay? Therefore, this indicates to me that this height cannot be HA, it must be HB. So I just cancel this and I'm going to draw it like this. HB equals 6, and now I have no problem, because if this is point H1, let's say, in this triangle DH1C, the hypotenuse is CD, which is 7, and that's greater than the side DH1. So there is no problem here, and therefore I conclude that this is HB, the height towards the side B. This means that the area is going to be B times HB, 5 times 6, 30 centimeters squared, and that's the answer, okay? Let's see if I have this answer. Yes, B. Last problem. An isosceles trapezoid has a side 14.3 and height 1 decimeter. If the sum of the two bases equals the sum of the two sides, what is the area of the trapezoid in square centimeters? Think about it, 5 seconds. Did you find B? 143? 143 is correct. I have an isosceles trapezoid. This is an isosceles trapezoid. The two sides are equal. So 14.3, 14.3. And it says that the height is 1 decimeter, which is the same as 10 centimeters. And it says that the sum of the two bases equals the sum of the two sides. So if my two bases are A and B, then A plus B is 2 times 14.3, the sum of the two sides, and they're equal. Therefore, if I want to find the area is A plus B over 2 times H, you know the formula. So 2 times 14.3 over 2 times 10 centimeters. I reduce 2 with 2. I get 14.3 times 10, which is 143 centimeters squared. And that is the answer, okay? Thank you very much. If you have comments, write them down below. If you find this valuable, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.